Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, good morning, everybody. Today, let's pull this over. Today we have a bunch of numbers, Canadian numbers, but then final GDP quarter over quarter, big number. I don't expect it to come too much out of line, but we'll see. Big thing I'm going to be paying attention to is how much of a pull before. I'm still preferring shorts. Oh, let's while we're here, let's make sure we get this going here. Yeah, I want to make sure we get our squawk so that we get that GDP number as quickly as possible. No, I don't want to start that. Okay, and let's also pull over here and get our link. Huh? Okay, so let me show you the charts. Let's use ZB. Okay, so yesterday we got a little bit of a move down, and then I was expecting to move back to the VWAP. We did eventually get it, but not until quite a bit after I had to go. And then we actually came down and made another move lower. You can see it here in the note as well. Note didn't make a new low, but it is down there. I'm pulling this back. I just want to show you a longer term chart too. Here's my longer term charts. So you can see here in ZN we're just, there's nothing below. ZB we still have let's see here, 150.07 to take out. I think that's probably pretty likely today. There's also some levels from yesterday. If we were to come back up, you know, probably 151.16. Also, where is it? Oh no, this is this one. This goes down here. Yeah, so I also, I was able to get the Bitcoin chart working now. It's a little sparse because there's not, you know, that many orders and it kind of pops. But here you can see we've taken a bit of a nosedive for sure. Let's see here, on the cash exchange we're 16553. So we've basically been bouncing along the bottom here for almost a day now. So even more clear on CryptoWatch. Yeah. We're just bouncing at the bottom, which is a little weird, I think. We come back here. I mean, we did come back to the bottom and they tested it a couple of times, but not nearly as much as this. This is much more volatile and extended. And I find it a little concerning, is all I can say. Doesn't mean that it's not going to go back up. And if you really believe in Bitcoin, this is probably like the place to buy, right? Oh, show the parrot again. Redman, I would love to show you the bird, but he's asleep. And we have to focus when we're trading. Okay, let's pop here into Discord and post the link. Anyways, also what are some of our other ones doing here? Bitcoin Cash is back up above 3,000. That's cool. Where's our... No, I thought I had Sia coin on here somewhere.
Brand set GDP. Report star 8:30 AM ET. Jobless claims. Report star 8:30 a.m. ET.
In 10 minutes here, we get the news. So I will make a video with the parrot. Let's see here. Somebody else is saying, told you to buy XRP, huh? Oh, did it go up today? Let's see. Where's that Crypto Watch? Or sorry, not Crypto Watch. Coin Market Cap. Ripple. Oh wow, yeah, big 50% jump. Very cool. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, Ripple is kind of like on my second tier of things right now, though. When I do my investments at the beginning of the month next January. What else? There was something else on my, just on the tip of my tongue I was gonna look at. Oh yeah. We need to generate the charts. $111 down big time. 111. Very interesting. Oh, let's also look cumulative delta. So I wanted to point something else here. Something else out here. Oh geez, what happened? Wrong. So look at the cumulative delta. Sorry, I just accidentally closed the YouTube chat. Let me pull you guys back up. There you go. Hi, Wang. Man, I don't even, I'm pretty sure that if I tried really hard, I could say that, but I'm not feeling it right now. So look at the cumulative delta in the futures right now, in the Bitcoin futures. They bought it big time. Now, granted, they were short. It looks like, I wonder if people are actually holding it overnight. That's interesting. Why do I have the knob spread on here? We don't need that. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. And look, we are actually slightly above the VWAP in the futures, at least. So this might be a good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. Let's see how this turns out. This is going to be really interesting, guys. You ready? Are you ready for Bitcoin to? You ready to buy the dip? I know you want to. Okay, well, let's pull this out of the way here. We got the news in 6 minutes. Where'd you go? There you are. Want the strength meter? I don't know if you guys found that helpful yesterday or not, but I kind of like it. Yeah, Joe McDonald. Let me pull that back up over here for you. The futures are saying buy. So why do I say that? Well, so for starters, you can actually, there's actually a couple of reasons. So how do I explain this? This is cumulative delta. It is all buys minus all sells. So every time somebody buys, it adds 1. Every time somebody sells it, it subtracts 1. And if we just look over the past 3 days, they went short here at some point. At one point, we were 100 contracts short. And then since it opened today, They bought it big time here on this spike, and they've held on through here. And this line right here, this white line, this is the volume weighted average price. So you will tend to see price come to that and bounce off of it, and also off of these lines. We're trading above the volume weighted average price, which means that the momentum is to the upside. Also here, this is the volume profile. So most of these levels, there was only one contract that went through, but look right down here, accumulation down at the bottom. So granted, the futures is just one component, but the futures seem to be saying buy the dip. That's what the futures are saying. Let's see if they're right. I think they've done okay, but they've had a couple of really bad calls too, so it's hard to say. But this GDP news, I think, is going to be interesting. Yeah, why am I not getting the financial juice? There we go. Justice for gamers. I like Bitcoin Cash. I know they are the right side in the debate, but the thing is, Core need only announce a block size increase.
It's over 3 minutes now until we get this US and Canadian data. So look at a quick rundown of what the order we will be doing this. As a third quarter reading for US GDP, we'll be quickly starting with annualized quarter-on-quarter expected at 3.3%, then onto core PCE quarter-on-quarter expected on to 1.4%, onto initial jobless claims that's expected at 233k. And then going on to the Philly Fed business outlook that's expected at 21.0. Quickly over to Canada then, looking at CPI for November, month-to-month expected at 0.2%, and then onto retail sales month-to-month expected at 0.3%.
That is a big number up there up top. Anyways, that was the financial juice. If you go to financialjuice.com, it's a live squawk. Anyways, you were saying Core need only announce a block size increase and Bitcoin Cash will be wrecked. Yes and no. That's a tough one. So I think, yes, you're right that it's not hard for Core to change the block size and just resolve the issue, but that's kind of the whole point, is that it would have been so easy for them to increase the block size, and we see how easy it was for Bitcoin Cash. And Core said that it was dangerous and that, you know, couldn't do it, and a hard fork was bad, and all of these things. Also, if Bitcoin Core were to do that, it would kind of be an admission that they were wrong. So it would kind of decrease confidence. I think it would be a severe hit to confidence in Blockstream and the Core team. I think that it would make the Bitcoin Cash people be even more aggressive. Okay, so now we're seeing the poll. So they're getting ready for the GDP. So we're expecting the number we're looking to hear is 3.3. And I'm preferring shorts. So if I see an initial sell, I might put a sell in at whatever price we're trading at, in the hopes that it whips back and then bounces off of it. That's how I'm going to play this. Tight stop, of course. The thing is if GDP is good, or sorry, if it disappoints, then it kind of doesn't matter because we had the tax bill and that's not factored in anyways. I think that we could see a small long that would get faded immediately.
Ten seconds. That's 3.2% for annualized quarter-on-quarter. Core PCE
Okay,
came in
so
at 1.3%. Initial jobless claims at 245K, and Chicago Fed came in at 0.15.
So it was 3.2 and we were looking for
That's Canadian
3.3.
November inflation quickens to 2.1% year-on-year. And looking at retails month-to-month, that's at 1.5%.
Let's just pull the Forex calendar. I'd just pull this over here really quick so you can see.
So that's the Philly Fed factory index came in at 26.2 versus a prior of 22.7. So recapping over that data we just got, that's US GDP annualized quarter-on-quarter came in at 3.2%, below expected 3.3%. Personal consumption at 2.2%. Price index for GDP came in at 2.1%, and core PCE quarter-on-quarter came in at 1.3%. Looking at initial jobless claims, came in at 245K. It's beat it there, expected at 233K, and continuing claims at 1.932 million, and prior revised of 1.889 million. And the Philly Fed business outlook, that came in at 26.2, beating expected 21.0. Over to Canada now, that CPI month-on-month came in at 0.3%, a beat expected at 0.2%, and year-on-year at 2.1%. It was a beat expected at 2%. And on retail sales from Canada, month-to-month came in at 1.5%, a prior revised of 0.2%, and ex-auto month-to-month came in at 0.8%, a prior revised of 0.4%.
Okay, so Philly Fed was better than expected. Unemployment was worse than expected. Final GDP was worse than expected.
So just looking at the breakdown
Below
on
set
that
can
Philly
tell.
Fed index, 6-month
Volume
index came in at
starts disappearing.
53.5, capex at 38.0, employment came in at 18.1, and prices paid at 25.4. Also looking at new orders, came in at 29.8.
See, nobody wants to trade it. That's very bearish. I mean, not necessarily short term, but I think it kind of says that long term we're still going to go down. That nobody wants to take it long. Oh, we have a child. What? Come here.
Some more from Canada now, that's ADP, National Employment Report. In Canada, private sector employment increased by 59,000 jobs in November.
What are you doing?
I'm doing my trading.
Why do you trade? Why are there so many numbers?
Well, they tell you different things. So this number is all people that want to sell, and these are all people that want to buy. And these are people that have already done so. These are people that have just bought, and these are people that just sold. And this is the price.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, that's $150,000.
And 22.
And yeah, and 220. Well, actually, it's 22 30 seconds. So it's actually like 7 something. No, I'm talking to my daughter. You can't see her. There, you can see her.
My hair.
Why are you up so early?
I don't know.
You don't know. Maybe you should go get in mom's bed and go back to sleep.
No, I don't want.
Well, it's okay. You don't have school today.
Yeah. Don't have school till January 2nd. I know, right? That's a long time.
What are we going to do with all that time? I have the whole week
Looking
off
at that
next
Philly
week.
Fed prices
What?
paid index is at the lowest since August.
That's gonna be awesome. Maybe we could do something to celebrate.
I don't know. We're going to have to come up with some activities because we can't just lay around the house all week.
We could play board games. We could play. Well, we could go out and do something I don't really know.
With all the snow, maybe we can go up to the golf course and go sledding.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, that was a good bid there at 17. I think 2,000 people wanted to buy it, ticked up. But nobody wants to buy 117.5. What do you think? The Bitcoin is still just kind of sitting there, isn't it? There's only been 3 since we've started, so in the last 15, sorry, actually it's been 20 minutes now. Only 3 trades in Bitcoin futures.
Wait, are there other people doing this?
Well, yeah, there's thousands of people doing it.
There must be not very many doing it at this hour.
Well, a lot of these people live in New York, and it's already 8:30 in New York. 7:30 in Chicago.
Well, then we would be at our dad's almost.
Yep. You'd definitely be awake at least.
Yeah.
And your mom would be yelling at you to get ready.
Yep.
And when she says to get ready this morning, you gotta get ready fast because she has to work.
I know.
Brand said jobless claims up too.
Yeah, now I find it really interesting that the jobless claims were up. I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but it wasn't like huge, so maybe it's just noise. Well, they're buying it. I don't really want to buy it though. I would rather short it. Let's see, 2,000 people, 2,000 lots.
How do you get money for this?
Well, if you buy it, and then it goes up, every level that it goes up is $15. Yeah. And you can buy more than one, so you could buy 2, and then every move up is like $32. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Same with this one. Every move up is $15. But sometimes you're wrong. Okay, 3,000 there to push through, but they did push through. The delta is saying long. Okay.
US political news now getting comments from US Republican Representative Brady saying the new tax code is encouraging business investment.
Wow, Anthony Monrot says hello from Paris, France. What time is it in France right now? I need to get one of those clocks that shows me the different time zones. So I have a hard time converting over to Greenwich Mean Time. I'm never quite sure what time it is there. I can't even remember when the European markets close. Yeah.
My daddy, Kyle, used to live in Europe. He lived in Germany for 5 years.
Oh. Amsterdam, Cape Town. Wow, that's interesting. I am really enjoying the SIA coin, and let's see here. So somebody just asked if I was enjoying the bump up in SIA. I'm wondering here, where's my dwarf pool calculations here? Has it paid me
What
yet?
is this?
It has still not paid me. What is what?
What's this?
These are all the charts. See, it's the same thing. See how we're at 123.18 here, and over here it's 123.18.
Oh.
But you can see it was a lot lower earlier today, and it was a lot higher earlier today.
No, it's really weird.
This is. She's asking about the chart here. This is cumulative delta. So every time somebody buys it, this goes up, and every time somebody sells it, this goes down. So you can kind of see right now, people are buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of selling.
Yep.
That was like all day.
They sold it all day yesterday.
Mm.
But look, they bought it here right at the open. A bunch of people bought it. So we're gonna see if it's gonna go up.
These look weird.
Yeah, that's the Japanese yen. That one
This is
is
some
kind
US
of
equity
weird.
news now. Picking up via FT, that's Toys R Us UK has reached
This
deal
is
with
from
pension
different
protection
days. So
fund.
this was on Sunday? What? No.
Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh no, these are all different things. You can see the date. You see right there, December 20th, December 21st. This one is. I wish I could show you guys my second screen. I don't have the scene set up for that. Yeah, Smiley and let me show somebody in the Discord just asked about Bitcoin. So here in the futures, you can see that on the open, that there was a pretty significant buy move up in cumulative delta, almost 100 contracts to buy it up, and you can see the accumulation down here, and we're above the VWAP. So right now the Bitcoin is in move mode. So what was I saying? Oh, so this one, that one's Bitcoin. This is 30-year, 10-year, 5-year, Japanese yen.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for a year.
1 year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This year?
It's more
Yes,
from
this
Republican
year?
Brady now saying the fine tuning
Yeah,
of the
since-
tax bill in
since
international area is
October
needed.
of last year. That's Japanese yen, S&P 500, and then this one is also the 10-year, but it's just further back view. You can see what it's been doing all year, basically.
That does kind of look similar to this one.
Thinking about dumping some Verge and buying some SIA. Well, yeah, so I've been mining Ethereum, and the way I got my SIA originally was mining it, and I got like $60 of it. And I'm kind of wondering if I should move over, but I'm thinking, because when I got into SIA, it was a little popular and it took a bit of a plunge. And I'm thinking maybe it'll do that again, and then I'll switch over to mining some SIA and get a few thousand more. But I'm really happy it's worth like $60. So yeah. But the thing is that I don't get, I can't calculate the charts for SIA, so I can't tell you what my valuation indicator is. So everything I'm telling you about SIA coin is just kind of like feeling, which isn't really a reliable indicator if it's going to go up or not. Yeah, Ripple is on a rip. Ripple's on my secondary list. So the one I want to invest in, Ryblox, is one that I'm really interested in. And then, you know, like on my secondary list, I have like Ripple. Maybe some other ones if my indicator says so. Oh, don't do that. That's annoying.
What are those for?
Let's go back to this main cam since you can't even see her. What is what for?
Those.
These ones?
Yeah.
That is how many people have bought at each price for the whole day.
Wow.
So most of the action has been around that 17. They are fading a little bit now. There was a bunch of buying and it just didn't go anywhere. Where is bonds? Has anybody taken any positions? A bit of pulling there. See it right there. Only 174. They're gonna sell it.
Below said 1 scratch and 1 plus 1 short.
Oh,
Not much yet.
21 and they didn't take it. Wow. What they can do? They're gonna tick down. I was watching. Malevolent Lent Freak says, I hate this. I was following a dozen coins, literally all of those that I didn't buy pumped during the night. Oh yeah. Well, it really seems like it goes through a cycle, so you kind of don't chase. That's what I would say with the altcoins. It seems like you want to get them before they bump up, and if you chase, sometimes just get stuck. Many people believe that Ripple will go on Coinbase. Yeah, so if Ripple went on Coinbase, then I would definitely put it higher up on my hierarchy. Don't bump the table like that. It makes everything shake. Because right now, like, the only way for me to really get a Ripple is for me to buy some Ethereum and then trade into it. Well, it looks like our Bitcoin is going down a little bit again.
Wow.
That the futures haven't only another trader, so crazy. Ripple will go to Coinbase at some point in 2018. I think that's, you know, now that they've added Bitcoin Cash, I think that there's probably a really good chance that, yeah, that they'll put that one on too. And
Below said too late to the party, I guess.
Through Coinbase, no joy. Man, it's been do you know that somebody paid $9,000 for Bitcoin Cash yesterday, and it's trading at like 3,500 or so. That's why you don't want to trade when you're feeling that fear of missing out and it's moving up. And
Brand said long 01.
You want to catch it as it happens, and if you miss it, then you just kind of go, oh well, and wait for another entry. There always
Brand said had one scalp long earlier.
Okay, so Fran is long 01.
Brand said don't know about this one, taking a long time.
Hey, E-mini hasn't really reacted since that news.
It's gonna go up.
It sure looks like the E-mini is gonna go higher, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just did.
It's been going up. Oops. Yeah, the hardest thing is not buying what I wanted to buy yesterday night. Well, why didn't you buy it yesterday night?
Just when it's going up.
There you go. Let's zoom it in a little bit. So
Fran said filled +2.
Okay, so Fran already took her trade there. I was burned at the start of 2014 when all the alts pumped and dumped, like most flatlined until a couple of months ago. Can't bring myself to gamble with them again. And well, they do that thing with the, you know, where everybody will go into Bitcoin,
It's already up.
and then oh yeah, it did go up, and then everybody will go into the altcoins, and it's like a game, and if you chase it, they just kill you every time. Yeah, she's doing pretty good. She's talking about this one right here.
The thing is, just went all the way up.
Here, I'll show you a better way to look at it.
Below said good read, Fran.
Where is it?
This looks very confusing to me, kind of.
Here, would you?
Fran said TKS.
So when I come down here, you have this on your screen, and I'm like, what the crap is that?
Okay, and let's change this a little bit so that there's not so many columns, because we don't need all of these. We don't need this. Don't need these. Okay, now you can watch it. See, 2688. So now you can see if it goes up or down. You watch that one.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying. Oh, it just went up.
And see, they're trading a little bit at the top. It looks like they want to keep going.
It went up.
In 10 minutes time we'll be House price index for October month to month expected at 0.4% against our 0.3%, our of 6.3%.
These are really expensive.
Yeah, well, it's an index. But the thing is that even though it's 2,688,
Comments from House Speaker Paul Ryan saying all I care about
you
is
only
growth
need
that the tax bill will
$500
bring.
to actually take a position in it.
Oh.
So you pay $500 and you can buy or sell it. And then this one you make $10 per tick on the E-mini, right?
It's so far up.
Fran said ES really not responding to news yet.
It's going.
Fran said moving up.
25.
Oh, don't make that sound because people can hear it.
Fran said so maybe factored in already.
It's tough to say. I think that if news outperformed, they would have really taken it, but because
Fran said would have thought some move down.
disappointed, everybody thinks it doesn't matter because tax reform. I shouldn't say that while I'm
Fran said business outlook was way up.
I think that if news outperformed, they would have really taken it, but because it disappointed, everybody thinks it doesn't matter because tax reform. They go up again?
Yep.
Fran said yes, possible.
Down. Up and down, up and down.
Yeah, so let's reset it so that it's centered here again, so we can kind of watch this white line and see, you know, if it goes back away from it and comes back to it or whatever.
See,
Fran said clearly no one getting too excited.
Yeah, clearly nobody getting too excited. So that one tick down. Now it'll probably go and tick back up because you see there's not very many people selling it, so they'll probably take them all out and buy it back up. That's what I look for, is which one of these is bigger. And usually the smaller guy loses and it ticks up. Usually. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Then
Fran
it's
said
really
we've had 2 days of hard moves down, so maybe a break.
maybe I'm thinking,
hasn't gone up.
well, I'm telling you, even kids can scalp. I read this thing where this guy, he had his teenagers were all scalping the E-mini and making money off of it. It's not I mean, obviously being smart helps, but really it's being humble is really the biggest advantage in scalping. What?
It's going up and down.
It looks like we're 2 ticks down now, yeah?
Yeah.
You see these ones where there's a couple more people looking to buy it than normal. So like that one has 355, but that one has 541. So if we go down, we might go back down to that area where those people want to buy it.
Yeah.
Do you think treasuries are anxious because of possible shutdown still looming? So I think that I don't think anybody's
Fran
worried
said
about
BTW,
a
the Gov
shutdown.
trader, mentioned that the 5 and 7 year auctions on 27 and 28 should possibly be good long moves.
Yeah,
Heath said looking rangy to me, smiling face with open mouth. Fran said end of year thing.
I think that's for headphones.
I don't know what that's for.
I think it might be for headphones to hang from it.
Anyways, to the question,
Fran said yeah, longs are failing.
I don't think that I don't think there's a very high possibility of a shutdown at the moment. It looks like they're just going to get a 2-week extension bill through, and then the Democrats and Republicans are already kind of giving up the fight over Dreamers, the DACA, and so I don't think that the market is too worried about that at the moment. maybe they underestimate that risk. Does that answer your question, David? Still down?
Excuse me. Going down. Well, even more when people won't buy it now. Like it's going up.
Oh yeah.
The numbers keep going up. Now even more people want to buy it right here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot. People that just went up really quick.
Let's see if it get more people than that one though. So the closest blue number and the closest red number.
So I want more. Which one do you want?
See
more?
it just flipped. See it just flipped. Now it's 190 and they're 170.
But which one do we want more?
Oh well, we don't really care. We just find out who's going to win and then we join them. Yeah, longs are failing. Fran.
I think the blue's gonna win.
Fran said split volume is weighted to the sell side.
See, like 4 of them. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are at 400.
Mm-hmm. You see this move over here in the 5-year. They sold it down a little bit. So I'm thinking since the longs didn't really go anywhere, I think that they might be switching around and we might get a sell here.
Get US house price index for October month to month expected at 0.4% and year-on-year a prior of 0.3%.
HPI. So again, the number we're looking for on HPI is 0.4. I think I need to get a better webcam so that I can like turn it. Otherwise, you just hear this noise in the back and you're like, what is that? Paulo bought some Ethereum instead. Because he was too difficult trying to get Bitcoin Cash. I think the only thing you need to scalp alts is not being greedy. You can easily have 1% spreads between buyers and sellers. Yeah, you don't want to be impatient in those because the spread is expensive.
You have to look at a lot of screens at once. Lots of different parts of one at 3 screens.
Well, I really only look at this and this. This is the things that I care most about. Just this little inside part. And these ones I just kind of watch out of the corner of my eye. I usually don't even look at this one. But if you stick around for 30 minutes, this one will get really exciting.
1 minute.
Okay, so I didn't get filled in HPIs in a minute, so I'm gonna take it off.
YouTube.
Sorry?
Are you gonna put this on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. There's people watching right now. There's 30 people.
They're watching it live?
Mm-hmm. They wanted to see what the Bitcoin is gonna do. Look, there was another buy in the Bitcoin.
That one was really small though.
Yeah. It was like six
really
people. Yeah.
There was like a bunch of dots. And then it goes where? Dots. It's everywhere.
Charlie might make a big positive announcement
10
on
seconds.
Litecoin soon. I thought it was really interesting that he sold all of his holdings because he was saying that it was a conflict of interest. Because, I mean, yeah, it is a conflict of interest, but at the same time, I would kind of want the guy that's saying something to have a position and actually believe something. I don't have a position right now. I wanted to go short, but I didn't because the HPI is about to come out. Yeah, he sold all of his Litecoin. Yeah. I don't know. And I mean, it's kind of a convenient timing too, right?
There's 0.5% for month on month. Year on year came in at 6.6%, so that's US house price index. Month to month came in at 0.5%. That's a beat there expected at 0.4%, and year on year at 6.6%.
Okay. Good tick down. Might not get filled here. Yeah, I mean, it's convenient that like, oh, Litecoin had a big, huge bump up and now he's selling it. Gosh dang it. Leaving the train without us again.
What train? There is no train.
Fran said you caught a good one, Seth.
Oh, Christmas is in 4 days.
Yep. After today and tomorrow, and then after that, there's not going to be much
Fran said ACH.
trading.
Because it'll be closer to Christmas. This tree is so cool.
Okay, let's focus here.
Oh man. It fell.
Question is whether he cashed into fiat or
Jack said I'm waiting for a trader's memoir called Never Got Filled. A life story, smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes.
Right? It's always the ones that really take off are the ones that you don't get filled on too, right?
Fran said LOL will be a bestseller, I'm sure.
Following those housing was from the US, the FHFA said it's to reinstate a $3 billion capital reserve for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Okay.
This is really confusing.
It's just noise. It just moving around sometimes. Look at this one. 4,000 people bought it.
Oh, that's a lot.
Reloading
What
down
are
at the
these
low.
people buying and trading? Music?
Treasuries. It's like government debt. That probably makes no sense. How do you describe what a treasury is to a?
Like a jewel?
No, it's like an IOU note.
I don't know what those are.
Like you're giving the government money and they're promising to give you that money back and then some in the future.
A loan. It's like a loan.
Yeah. It's like you're loaning money to the government.
And then you give me that. Yeah. They just what you said.
Yeah. 500 in line, come on. Because there's money to be made. Okay, I did get filled. Okay.
Is that the camera that's videoing it?
Just in time. I had turned the camera off because they can't even see you. See here, I show you. See here it is. I can turn the camera on, but they only see me.
Oh.
Yeah, she's disappointed. There. There, now you can see you.
I'm just sitting there.
You look kind of silly with that towel on your head.
It's a blanket, Dad.
Ah, no, that's not what I want to see. It hasn't moved much, has it?
No.
I remember when we were saying the only way for Ripple to get to $1 is if Bitcoin Cash goes to 10K. Turns out we were right. $3 next target. So let's say you were long Ripple. What would be your target? What would be the price that you would want to get to sell? Three. Okay, sure. Oh, that was a much better tick down.
Jack said 10-year superior in that respect, less risk of taking a quick 2 to 3 tick hit if it doesn't continue to go.
Exactly. Oh, don't do that. That makes a sound. Everybody has to hear that. I'm short, Zian. So, Josh Nuno, that this, if you look at the price where it's red, that means I'm short. If I was long, it would be blue there, and that's where I'm long from. And then this column right here, this tells me how much money I make. So $15, $31, $46, $62.
Ow. No, I can't see anything. But shop kids.
Well, that's because you have the blanket over your head.
Now I can see.
Come on. You see here in the 10-year, it went down and then they kind of took it back.
Grab something.
Okay. Yeah, Jack says 10 years superior in that respect, less risk of a quick 2 to 3 tick hit if
Heath
it
said
doesn't
that's for
continue to
sure.
go. Yep, it's safer. So I'm looking for the low of the day first on this one. So I usually am looking for 4 to 8 ticks. The thing is, in ZN, it's a little hard to say because we're kind of in like territory we haven't been in for a really long time. So a lot of this is just going to be waiting for a big order to come in that might peg the market and getting out there. Oh, make sure you close the door.
God, my head. No,
Don't make the noise with that.
I can't. I took the thing out.
Oh, really? Why?
Because I want to take it to Dad's, but I won't be able to talk to the other people with it. So what's the point of bringing it if I can't talk to anybody?
Well, you might as well. Your dad might be able to make it work there with his Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but we're going to be in Idaho.
Oh, that's right.
And we're going to go to American Fork to visit his mom.
1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5. Yeah, that's the low of the day.
And we have to go to the Christmas Eve breakfast.
How cool.
I have really good syrup.
Cool.
It's like butter syrup. It's really good. It's homemade syrup. They make their own syrup and it's really good.
Where is it now? Did it go up or down?
It's good. It went up and it just went down.
Oh, yeah, 2 ticks up. See the white ones? Those are like the numbers that they've already traded, so they're actually at the high of the day.
Yeah, it's gonna go below the line. This
Like-
one hasn't been changing much.
So when this one goes up, this one tends to go down. This one tends to go the other way. That's why see the red? I'm short this one right now. So we kind of want that one we would prefer that one to go up.
Well, it is pretty high. Two of them are at 500, and 3 of them are at 400. Oh, one of them just went to 400, but it went down. Say hi to Momo.
They're gonna have to hit it harder than that if they're gonna break through for sure.
Okay, something wrong here. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure Moo is a girl because it sounds like a girl.
Oh.
Not a girl name. It really doesn't sound like a name or like a boy or a girl. But her voice sounds like a girl. They all sound like a girl's voice.
Mm.
For some reason.
Is it gonna keep going or what? So we've been here now. How many candles have we been into this for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is
Heath said another bestseller.
10 candles.
This is their last chance to break out the bottom. If they don't, then we reverse. Could you guys understand what she was talking about? I have no clue. Come on, nobody wants to sell 15. Your sisters are doing it. Come on, Zian, why don't you want to do it? Look, Zia, it's at the low of the day. You could take a little dive. It would be fun. Yeah. Messed up kids are pretty smart. They have short attention spans, though. Yeah, they're kids. I have a short attention span, though. I mean, to sit here for 2 hours and really focus is a feat for me. Could be. They're also not really number people. My wife's not really a number person. Yeah. ES is making it look like it really wants to break out that new high and keep going, but I don't know. This offer is getting a little bit better. Should go and wake everybody else up because she's bored. $151. Oh, yeah. So, David, there's almost always a bunch of people sitting at even. So, pretty par for the course, really. Okay, I'm gonna just take one here. Because it's now been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on. Yeah, so there's usually a lot of people at whole numbers. Same at 16. There's usually a bunch. Not today because it's not. But if we were like, down here, there would be a bunch of 16. There's actually a lot of strategies that are involve buying and selling at those spots. Yeah. You kind of get a feeling for when the ones that are always there and the ones that are weird. Like this one right here, this 123, 120 is a little weird, a little unusual. But it's also not a huge one. Yeah, I'm trying to get out at 123, 155. Because it ticked up. Okay, so I got out. So I have a setup. Let me show you. You have to see it on this chart. I have a setup where, see how it's in like make this kind of zipper pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when it's done 11, there's an 80% chance that it's going to tick to 165. And a 60% chance that it will tick to 17. So we'll go long. The tracks map page, what is that? And we can make this really tight, like it shouldn't tick to 14.5 is the trade. we've had a lot of these ranges recently, but this is probably the cleanest zipper we've had in a while, so I'm gonna take it. Oh, Bittrex. Yeah, well, so I don't know, I've looked at those. I have my indicator. That's the thing is I prefer to play Bitcoin from a longer term perspective. So I wouldn't even. I think it's funny that where is it? Let me pull it up. Here. I think it's funny that the Bitcoin guys care so much about the buy and sell walls. Like I always see them talking in the subreddits about that, and I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't recommend scalping Bitcoin, you know, so why would you even care? But so that should be 13 now. If it comes back down again, I will just break even on it. You probably could. I just don't know if you have enough edge there. I feel like you can do it really well on treasuries because there's so much liquidity. In Bitcoins, you know, you screw up, you're gonna really pay. Not what I wanted to see.
Just seeing some research from Moody's saying that US corporate tax cut is credit positive while effects of other provisions vary by sector.
Gonna give it a second because it ticked down there and there was no interest at all. So I'm expecting another robot will come in and buy it back up. Nope, but there is somebody sitting there with an iceberg.
More from Moody's says the US tax cuts will contribute only modestly to aggregate economic growth in the range of 0.1 to 0.2% of GDP.
Two ticks Netu and Xian is
and more
30,
from Moody's says that
31.25.
for US sovereign, tax legislation credits negative due to a $1.5 trillion deficit impact over 10 years that will make federal debt reduction more challenging.
Okay, so they did break out to the bottom, so that means that the setup didn't work. There's still a decent chance of like a false breakout, but we want out of this. I'm willing to let it sit here because they're not really pushing that 14.5. So if they stop me out, that's okay.
Welcome to the
-2.
Americas session on Thursday, the 21st of December. This is Live Squawk. Wall Street shares are expected to open with a broad-based rally at the bottom of the hour. But the euphoria may be short-lived. Republicans achieved a huge legislative win with the tax reform this week, but they need to also act just as fast to avoid a government shutdown. Congress must pass a stopgap funding bill before midnight on Friday, or risk an embarrassing closure of government agencies. Republicans in the House and Senate, who have competing legislative priorities, were still at loggerheads over a potential deal late on Wednesday. Data released earlier today showed that US third quarter growth was revised slightly lower, but the pace remains the fastest since early 2015. Real GDP increased at an annual rate of 3.2% in July to September period, the third and final reading from the Commerce Department showed, following a 3.1% expansion in the second quarter. Meanwhile, the Canadian dollar rallied on Thursday after data on inflation and retail sales exceeded economists' expectations.
I'll let him finish and then I'll answer that.
Consumer level inflation increased at a year-on-year rate of 2.1% in November. That's from 1.4% in October, Statistics Canada reported. That was 0.1 percentage point above the consensus estimate in a Reuters survey. Data still to come at 1500 hours London time, US leading index for November. 15:30 we get the energy numbers, EIA natural gas storage change. Also in fixed income supply, something on the schedule here, the US is to announce note sizes for conventional treasuries in maturities of 2, 5 and 7 years, as well as 2-year FRNs. That's all to come at 1600 hours. And at 1800 we've got US selling 5-year inflation-proof tips. 1930, more energy news. IC Brent options expiry, that's the February contract. And looking at stock news, Pfizer, first of all, is working on a potential buyout bid for British drug maker Shire, according to the Financial Times. Pfizer shares down 0.2% at $36.52 pre-market. Shire ADRs are up 0.5% at $153.95. Some earnings news also overnight. Shoe Stores Group Finish Line reported a slimmer loss in the third quarter than the street expected. Loss per share came in at 32 cents. The market expected 37 cents loss. Shares up 11.2% at $13 exactly. Accenture, the consulting firm, beat estimates by 12 cents with quarterly earnings of $1.79 per share. That's with revenue also beating forecasts. Accenture also raised the lower end of its full-year outlook, now seeing full-year profit of between 6.48 and $6.66 a share from the prior 6.36 to 6.66. Also, Accenture results are being helped by its investments in digital and cloud services. Shares up 3.8% at $157.50 pre-market. And finally, Bed Bath & Beyond, the reported quarterly profits of 44 cents per share after the closing bell on Wednesday, as beating estimates by 7 cents, while the housewares retailer's revenue was slightly above forecasts. Comparable store sales did fall by 0.3%, but that was a smaller drop than the consensus estimate of 2.4% decline. And shares there down 4.8% at $23.25. Nike results are also due today. They'll come in after the closing bell. Finally, indicators, cable at $1.3345, that's down 0.23%. 2-year Treasury note yields 1.869%, that's up a bip, and 10 years are currently at 2.495%, unchanged.
So, man, that was a really long update that he gave. But I guess that was the equities open. Oh, too bad. Oh, look, they're selling it. Anyways, it's $500 margin with my broker per contract, for both the ZN and ZB. But remember, ZN is 1563 per tick. ZB is 3125 per tick. So, Rackley, when you said everything is red, were you talking about all of your altcoins? Yeah. Well, that Bitcoin is just still bouncing along the bottom there. The futures are buying it crazy. I'll pull this chart over for you again because I got my NinjaTrader charts working with it now. Look at that huge buy at the beginning of the extended session.
Now some UK equities news. Shell is to buy UK household energy provider First Utility.
So for some reason they bought it, but it's not taken off. Everything's just kind of sitting here like meh. This and this move in the note still looks like a false breakout to me. Like we've been sitting here for how long now, and hardly anybody wants to sell it. And
Looking just now quickly at the share price in London for Shell. So this is Royal Dutch Shell. First up, the A shares currently at 2,432.50. That's up 0.9%. And the B shares, they're also higher at by 0.76%.
gonna leave the squawk on because we still have news at the top of the hour. The CB leading index.
Jack said painfully slow, holiday season must be setting in.
It's kind of a crappy time to start streaming this with all the markets really quieting down. Still got my bid for BCH at 2,500 for a full retrace. So you bought it at 2,500? Because it's up quite a bit from there right now, isn't it? Yeah, bond bid Finex is 32.64 right now. Look at what's happening in the 5-year here. Oh, I see. Okay, so the 5-year did kick down there for a second. Oh, can't hold it. Oh man. My gosh. Yeah, one thing about alt trading is that you don't need margin, you can just scalp on your own money. True that. And there's an iceberg at 15. Okay, finally take back up into the zipper. Well, let's see if they come back out the other side. If it's really a false breakout. E-minis,
Jack said should pick up a bit if we hold here and grind up.
The fake out, right? Nope, they still want it. The sellers still want it. Oh, got stuffed out. They finally took us. That's okay. 2 ticks, right? Yep. There we go. sweet. Jigsaw released the data sharing between NinjaTrader and Jigsaw today. So I am definitely going to set that up for tomorrow, and then we can take we can take simulated trades in the Bitcoin futures. Bittrex? Yeah, I can't stand the white, but some people like the white background, so it is easier to read. I don't think it's good for your eyes, though. I think... Okay, you know what? Since this isn't going anywhere, let's pull out the camera here for a second. And I'm going to install. Close that. And
some FX news now. Just a reminder, we've got the New York cut at 10 a.m. local time. That's 3 p.m. in London coming up. Just looking at some of the levels here in euro dollar. First of all, in euro dollar, there are quite a few large ones, but those who are closest to home are 118 to 10. That's 558 million euros worth there. 118.35 to 40, 408 million, and 118.50, 711 million. US dollar yen, we're looking there for 112, the number, $1.3 billion worth there, and 112.10 to 12, that's $1.6 billion. Now looking at cable, 133, the number, 322 million sterling there, and 133.25 to 35, 245 million. At 134.25, 204 million. US dollar against the Canadian dollar, 128.35. We've got $116 million worth there. 129.30, 610 million. And 130, the number, we've got 670 million. Australian dollar against US dollar, looking there for 76 to 76.05. There we're looking for 1.1 billion Australian dollars worth, and 76.25, 300 million. 76.70, we've got 303 million. And finally, euro sterling, 88.60, we've got 126 million euros worth, and 88.75 to 80, 240 million.
Let's see here. How do I... Well, I can see the NinjaTrader 8 option now, but it does not let me select anything. But let's go back to the... What you need to do on the NinjaTrader side is set up Market Analyzer with the instruments you'd like to use in DayTrader. Let's watch the video.
Hi all. In this video we're going to look at Jigsaw DayTrader version 2. Version we use the bridge, the DayTrader platform, and the Ninja. So what we're talking about there, we're not talking about the DayTrader platform connecting to the data feed. We're talking about the DayTrader platform connecting to another platform, actually pulling data from that platform, posting trades to that platform. Like a bridge. First thing we have to do, we have to install DayTrader. The only new part we have to be aware of is this here, 8 into. Make sure you check that. That's the first step. Next thing we need to do, Ninja. But there's not really a lot of configuration. Those of you that 8 know that we had to attach an indicator to a chart. Slightly different now. Market Analyzer. Add. These are the instruments available platform. But add the instrument. The only other thing I need to go to column. Add an in. That's all we have to
Reminder
do.
that in 10 minutes time at the top of the hour we've got data from the Eurozone and the United States. First we're going to read the December flash estimate for consumer confidence. We're looking for a figure of 0.2% compared with 0.1% in November. And then US leading index for November, we're looking for 0.4% there. That's scaled down from 1.2% in October.
Almost there. Hmm.
Below said going to have to look into those volume stops. They appear to be advantageous.
Okay. Let me put the cam up here for a second because I don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that we had gotten rid of our. Oh, where is it?
Seeing a tweet from
There we go.
President Trump saying he's calling on US Congress to pass short-term government funding bill on Thursday.
Give ourselves $1 million to trade Bitcoin. How about that? Oh, I must be missing something else. Let's see here. Sorry about this, guys. I think I almost got it, though. Let's go back to their thing.
Day trade. Have to do. Steps.
Order pen.
Why did it put a oh that was him. That was him that's putting an order in. I'm like, what? I didn't put it in order. This might be our buy right here. I'm gonna restart it again one more time really quick.
And a reminder that in 3 minutes' time, we've got data on both the Eurozone and the US. We'll be starting with the December flash estimate for consumer confidence. That's the December number we're looking for, 0.2%. And then the US leading index for November, we're looking for a number of 4%.
Okay. Now will it show up? Yes. Ba-da-da-da. Bitcoin trading. Okay.
And some equities news now, hearing that German Pilots Union has called for a strike at Ryanair on Friday. Union says the strike is to run from 4 a.m. till 8 a.m., affecting flights from all German airports.
Okay. So. Question is, do we want to buy or sell? What was the robot reading to me? Going to have to look into these volume stops. They appear to be advantageous. Yeah, Balo, the volume stop in Jigsaw is really helpful, especially in ZN, because it does not go down to, you know, like below 500 on the bidder offer very often, and it doesn't tick. So way better than a regular stop.
1 minute to the data. More equities news. Britain's FTSE 100 hits a fresh day high. It's up 0.8% and is set to end the day at a record high.
Okay, we're getting a pickup here.
10 seconds. .5% is a big beat there for consumer confidence. December flash estimate in the Eurozone, 0.5% against 0.2% expected, and 0.4% for the leading index in November in the United States. That is a match of 0.4%.
Below said looks like Sierra's version of it is a bit clunky.
Just some more detail there on the November leading economic indicators figure from the United States. The index there therefore comes in at 130.9, says the conference board.
Well, the spread is definitely come in here. Oh, we need to adjust this.
Heath said looks like the 10 isn't playing along today.
We need an order column. Okay. Oh no, did I just crash it? I just wanted to make sure that I had it on the right platform. Oh, okay. No, we're okay. So for they get rid of all of our historical data, that sucks. So the crash indicator is like at 110 today. So probability of imminent crash has decreased. Obviously, because we've already come down quite a bit, right? I don't think that the connection works so smooth because I don't see any bids or offers anymore. Come on. Platform NT8. I'm doing Bitcoins. Doing this account. But where is our bid and offers? Yeah, the 10 just don't want to go anywhere today, right? Let me look something up here. Am I looking at the wrong one or something? No, it is January. I wonder, maybe I can do this. Hold on. Maybe I can go like, I can do this. I can do this, and nope, it won't let me do that. Let's see if I just change it to CB just for kicks and giggles. It doesn't give me the bid and ask correctly. Okay, so for a moment, let's just go back to this. Oh, wait, now it's giving me stuff. So let's treat it back to Bitcoin. Yes. Okay. All right, so where are you guys? There you are. Okay, we want to buy it, yeah? Bring this chart over here. All right, we're going lower. These guys bought. We're right back down at the bottom again. So tough call. I don't know if we have like a huge probability here. But this one's just a test, right? So if we're wrong, it's not like the end of the fucking world. All right, freaking world. I didn't swear. Don't tell YouTube. Uh, okay. Where's the chart? Which chart are you talking about? Guilherme? 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 Is that Spanish? Tons of fuel for downside move on Treasuries, looking for stops to take it lower. If it doesn't, then I'll switch long. Yeah, the Treasuries, the 10-year does not want to play today, does it? It's stuck in here. I'm going to let it do its thing for a moment. You notice here they've all been buying here, and the 30 kind of ran into a little bit of volume here. I think there's tons of fuel for a move either way, really.
Great Bear said, Seth, how can I see the orders in Ninja 8 charts?
How can I see the orders in Ninja 8 charts? Okay, so let's try 1620.
Order pending. Order filled.
Okay. So let's risk
Order pending.
500. Okay, well that works. And you can see them in NinjaTrader too. That's cool. Okay, so there's
Great Bear said, in this case yes, but shouldn't be different than with Ninja DOM. Great Bear said, I think.
Order filled.
Oh, what did it just do? Execution.
Great Bear said, yes, I know, testing it.
Oh, did it already take it out? Yes, it did. Wow. Wait, did it actually tick down there though? Oh, yes, it did. Big rush down. I don't know why. So it seems like the bridge with the NinjaTrader is a little shoddy. Because they just had a rush down and you're not seeing it here. Well, that was not good for Bitcoin, is it? Look at the chart here. No, Riku, we are at 111, so we've actually come down a bit on my indicator. I haven't posted the update yet. Yeah, they all just took a dive. Okay, so now it's updated. Wow. Look at how far away the bid is from the offer now in Bitcoin. I wonder, is there a way to make it so that you can like combine them somehow? No. I think to realistically trade Bitcoin on this DOM, we're gonna need because the spread is so big, right? We're gonna have to make this like super tiny, so you won't be able to read the numbers here. Let's like change it to 8. Yeah, there we go. And I wonder if I just dock this back to it. Yeah, like that. What do you think about that? That doesn't give you as good of a view though, does it? Okay, they're buying it. Let's focus on treasuries for a second. Not going. Yeah, when you do it like that, it's harder to see. I'm gonna undock it again. And just change it so that it's like that, maybe. Make it like the DOM as small as we can here. Since these numbers don't really, man, treasuries are just crawling along, aren't they? Okay. And then we'll make this like bigger. Okay. All right, what do you guys think about that?
Below said not seeing your screen, Seth.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Okay, what do you think about that? I know you probably can't read any of the numbers on the DOM, but we can still see this. Yeah, what do you think about the chart? I know that the DOM is super small, but you should be able to see the chart okay, although because of all of our messing around, you can't see as much data here, but but now you can actually see the DOM where the bid and ask is, and we can actually put orders in. Oh yeah, let's turn the squawk off too. Don't need him anymore. Also, does it show me here on this one? Oh yeah, it does. That's cool. Oh, I'm sorry that totally like screws up the thing. Can you like filter out? No. I was kind of hoping to avoid that, but you can change the date, open, close. I wish you could just filter it by instrument. Y'all still awake?
Below said looks good light skin tone okay hand sign.
Light skin toned okay sign. Well, they definitely bought it there. Like there was that huge dip and it recovered. Here's the Treasuries. Finally looking to maybe break out here. Buy the dip, huh? Also, I'm still kind of in testing mode here, but I'm thinking I want to see if I just put one right here.
Order filled.
Okay. I'll see. Oh, because where's the bid right now? Where is it? I don't even see it. Is there even a bid? Oh, here it is. So it bought me at the best bid. So maybe it's just the way that simulator is working right now. It just gave me the last price to trade it. The knob spread has been coming off significantly today. I don't know what happened. All dipped all at the same time. It's pretty weird, wasn't it? You can see right here that this little vacuum right here on the chart when it dipped down, and the futures traders immediately started buying it. Well, that don't look right. There's a big sell there in ZN and it still hasn't barely moved. Coinbase made it easy to blame them for anything. Yeah. That's not doing anything. Let's bring back up this like that.
Block cell.
Block cell. Yeah, that was a little weird. $32. They tried to clear, and it didn't take. Now they're buying. Now they're pressuring him right away.
Below said hard to buy when the 10 is moving so inversely.
That was a lure. Yeah, there's some sharks sitting here lurking in the depths in Zan for sure. There's somebody was saying, that there's actually a lot of liquidity at this point. That they hit a block sell and it didn't go through.
Order pending.
Heath said.
Now, Bitcoin just took another dump. Seems to me that the bridge is not quite there yet. Certainly not for Bitcoin, at least. Oh, you hear my bird in the background? He can hear me talking and is wants out. No. No, it's the sun conure. Yeah. So let's since it's really not working right, let's just get rid of this.
Order pending.
Sell stop or sell stop limit orders can't be placed above the market affected order 1. Okay.
Order cancelled. Order filled.
Okay. But it will show it over here, won't it? Oh, no, yeah, it does. Refresh. What? That's not right. It gave us, I mean, the negative 1000 is right, but that's not correct. So let's just really quickly here. I have to change this over. I have to put it on the camera when I change this because there's all sorts of funky stuff I have to look at here. BTC January. There we go. Seeing how it's actually updating the way it should. We're at pretty key support levels here. See, it's still just kind of sitting around it. Okay. So I'm going to give this one like 5 minutes, and then if it's not actually moving, because I'm afraid that this is going to be like yesterday and it'll take until well after 11 o'clock for it to actually go where it wants to go. I mean, this has been a super... Ugh, just the worst, right? Well, it's always really slow, but on a day with GDP, you would have thought, especially with the movement that we saw earlier in the week, for it to just drop off all of a sudden midweek is just kind of weird to me. And especially since it seems like whoever these guys are that have been selling it hardcore just seem like they're still there. I mean, good grief, he put a block sell through there. Yeah, nobody wants to put in market orders. It kind of sucks too because we got a couple of extra people in there and in the room watching, and it's just been crappy since then. Okay, so somebody took a big sell there in the futures. Somebody's betting on it going down again.
Heath said, well, looks like it's waiting for Seth to go to work.
Yeah, it's waiting for me to go to work. That's exactly what it's doing, man. Now they're buying it. work? No. I would beat one there, basically, wouldn't I? Hmm. I don't know. Alright, well, it doesn't look like they're going for the lows anytime soon, at least. So we're just going to call it. And now they sold it again. This is pretty unusual and crazy movement for the Bitcoin futures. I mean, I know we only have like 4 days now of stuff, but we haven't seen anything even close to that, have we? I thought it was going to happen at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thought what was going to happen. Oh, the Bitcoin Cash. BTC pair trades. Gosh dang. Kind of sucks that we got stuck in this because I would have bought it there. It's just a question of, is it going to give me limits or should I just get out? They just take another dive. Yeah. Wow. In Bitcoin. Whew. Okay, did I get filled? Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, so we better get going, so let's just review what we did. So ignore these two test trades. I think part of it is the sim, but it wasn't updating over here, so you couldn't even trade it. This is weird. In treasuries right now, I would be tepidly long. I have to go, but I mean, it looks like it wants to go back to the VWAP. There is a little bit of a buy here. But I mean, there's this big seller in there lurking, so I don't know. I'd be super cautious, and it's just so slow. Anyways, so the ones that I took a sell at 16, and I took one from it, and I missed really the good entry way up here, so that sucks. And then this one, we had an 11 tick zipper set up long. That's a really high probability setup that just didn't work out. So that one is okay that we took two on it. And then this one was just really bad, I think. I think that when it didn't immediately go down, I should have just sold it there. So this one should have been a break even though I know it's one tick, I think that was a bad trade. So, and then these two, I mean, I was really just doing tests. I don't think that I had a probability on those, so let's not look too hard at those ones. Yeah. Plus, I'm kind of still trying to figure out how this bridge works and how the Bitcoin futures are where the best place to try and get filled would be. You know, is there, for instance, that they dropped a bunch of liquidity and then it went back up? Oh, bumped up. There's a lot there that you don't necessarily see on the thing. I wonder if I change the interval. So we can see these better. Yeah. Interval width, maybe make the interval width a little bigger. There we go. Where did he go? Oh no. Oh, that's interesting. Well, Pete, there's something for you to look at. Oh man. We'll just do that. Okay. Yeah, the Bitcoin is sim, obviously. I don't have a $200,000 account. I went in here and I made an account in NinjaTrader and I gave it $1 million. So I lost 1.5% just even testing it. I think that kind of shows you how dangerous these Bitcoin futures are, doesn't it? Because even just messing around with it, and it went $1,000 against me. That's just crazy, right? So low volume. But it didn't work. There's supposed to be a bridge. So what's happening is I'm supposed to be able to put orders in here and they'll show up over here. And that part is working. But the part that's not working is that the DOM is not updating. I'm not getting the data as quickly as I should be. So yeah, it's not that. I don't think the bridge is quite ready for prime time. But it really looks like we got to use a small time frame, because the way that these bids are pulling and putting on and pulling, I mean, you still see it. It's just that it goes a bunch of levels when they do it. So I think in the future we might need to have a really tight one, and maybe for you guys, because I feel like some of you are kind of using our information or relying on this a little bit more. You know, we can make this, let's make this use my colors. I think that this is a lot easier with blue. Cornflower. And the candle body outline, would just get rid of it, basically. Okay. Actually, I think maybe I want the candle outlines back. Okay, we'll do it like that. And do we have the spacing bar width? Oh yeah, maybe 1. Yeah. So maybe we can do something like, we can put this down here and roll these up. Let's check over here. Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Does that look good to you? Yep, it's pretty much useless with such little liquidity. CAA capital. So anyways, down 2 ticks today. That's kind of how the week has gone, hasn't it? We've had some good moves, but it's been tough holiday trading for sure. Maybe if I do it like that. Nope, nope, nope. There. Okay, well, that's it for today. We'll be in tomorrow too, I guess. Although I'm expecting this could be a really sucky day. I don't even know if I'll take any trades. And then next week, obviously it's Christmas, so it's going to be like the most horrible trading ever. So I'm still going to stream. And probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this stuff up. I might even just have it up for Bitcoin, because I know I think that's what most of the people that are watching on the stream are most interested in anyways, right? Obviously I trade the Treasuries, and I want you guys to learn from watching the Treasuries, because the Bitcoin futures aren't really tradable right now, but I'll probably be like programming on another screen. So that's the plan for next week, and I will catch you guys later.